Hey everyone, it's September 16th, 2016. So if you're watching this video on that date, it is Friday. Congratulations. If not, I encourage one of you to watch it because this video is about starting a conversation. And at the end of that conversation, I promise it's going to come free stuff. And I kind of want to talk about why and why it's sort of come to this point. So I've mentioned before in a previous video, I've been in sort of what I would call a spiritual awakening. It's kind of centered around a few things. One I've shared in the video for sure, just the idea of, my wife and I do foster care. We're involved, involved in student ministry, plus bivocational job, the websites, all these kind of things. And in the process of that, I didn't do a good job taking care of myself. And so I kind of lost sight of the why I do what I do and what I've been called to do. And not only started doing things maybe for the wrong reasons, but started kind of going down the wrong pursuits in the sense of, power, prestige, promotions. And you know what? It left me empty. I basically became a statistic, a stereotype. And so through the course of events recently, that was kind of a big wake-up call where I realized I need to refocus on what is it that I'm truly passionate about, what is it that God's called me to do, and how can I use my talents and passions to reach others for Christ and help others to do the same. Another piece of the puzzle, we recently had a leader pass away, and she was heavily involved as a school teacher, involved with FCA, and her passion was just meeting students where they are so that they could, have a better life than they imagined possible, and so that they could come to know Christ. And she was just all about giving and loving and serving. And as I'm sitting at her funeral service, which was truly this awesome multicultural celebration, it was a beautiful thing. To hear the stories about the investment that she made, and it reminded me that, it's about making a difference in people's lives, and what's your legacy going to be. And I want mine to be, and I'm sure you want yours to be, about the students that you impacted, and through that impact we're able to empower them to go out and impact others. We call it, helping people experience Christ in such a way that they become life change. They experience life change and then turn around and become life changers. And so that was another piece of it. The third piece was a few months ago, and maybe it was kind of the start of this journey. Many of you are aware that there was a tragic event in Dallas during the summer where some officers were shot and killed and others injured. And Jamie and I live about 10 minutes east of Dallas. And so, obviously it hit the area hard. It hit the nation hard. But the next day it hit even harder, because when they announced who the gunman was and they announced where he lives, I came to the realization that he lived less than a mile from my house. He graduated and went to high school, not only in the same time frame, when I started working in this, being involved in the student ministry, working in the student ministry, but he also went to the campus that I was responsible for visiting lunches at, where I would go meet our students and hang out. And to realize that I crossed this, there's a good chance that I or the students I was working with crossed this guy's path at some point. And did we do what we were called to do? Did we speak out? Did we show love? Did we offer encouragement? And I couldn't help but wonder that if I truly, loved my neighbor and done what I was called to do, could things have been different? And I don't know that for sure, but I think it at least begged the question. And so out of that series of things and other things that are happening, I have this one renewed passion and one renewed focus to where I want my heart to be, and our heart to be, as far as me and Jamie, what we're doing and continue to do, is, helping you reach students so that they can come to know Christ and then turn around and tell others about Christ as well. And that's what it's always been about. Now, I'll be honest, when we started this in 2007, sitting in Schlotsky's Deli, we were doing some awesome math, and we were going to be millionaires and sitting on an island together. I will totally tell you all that in full disclosure. But as we got into it, we realized that it was really an opportunity to serve. And as we were able to have conversations with y'all about how some people are overloaded and overwhelmed, and how we can create resources to kind of help lighten that load, and just, doing some other things. We've been reminded, we actually had a conversation the other day again about it, that, this for us is about serving. We got to talk to my cousin. He's a student pastor in just north of Little Rock, and he was talking about how he was using one of the series, and a student felt spurred on to start Bible study on his campus. And out of that he was, one of his friends the next week came to know Christ, and then came to the church. And it's, again, just a reminder of that's what it's about. That's why we're doing this. We want to see kids across the nation, across the globe, come to know Christ. So here's where the conversation comes in. Out of this renewed passion, need your help. I want to know, what tools is it? What tools do you need that would help your students go reach their campus? Is it a tool for you? Maybe. If that's the case, let us know. That's part of the conversation. Is it a tool for your students? And I want to be able to create and generate those things, or see if we already have them, and get those things into the hands of your students so that they can go out there and be life changers. Now, if that's just, prayer and encouragement, I want to talk about how we can open those channels of communication and keep that going. If that's about studies, apps, videos, YouTube channels, training, you name it. Okay. We've got backgrounds in a lot of different things, from coding and design to, math, history. So there's a lot of opportunity out there to take this in a lot of different directions. But the deal is, as great as a free resource is to put in your students' hands so they can go reach their campus, it's not a good resource. It doesn't matter what it costs. And so I want it to be something, or these things to be something that match up with your needs. So I want to have a conversation. And you can have that conversation with us in a couple different places. Obviously on the YouTube channel, I encourage you to subscribe, because as you make comments on the video, we're going to respond to those. But also with that, being able to see, okay, let's have another video to kind of take the next step and to continue that conversation. So once you know what's happening there, you can go to blog.youthministrycloud.com, and we'll be blogging and posting some things. I'm going to post this question there. So if you prefer, we can have some of that discussion there. I want you to follow us on Twitter. I've already posted the question out there. It's at @YMCloud, okay, like Youth Ministry Cloud. The question, the post is out there, okay? Respond to it, add comments. Again, those things you think that you need that would help your students reach their campus and their friends and their neighborhoods for Christ now, and then, of course, when they go off to college as well. You can also like our page. It's facebook.com/youthministrycloud, and you can do that as well. And the questions on that. So if you're a Facebook or Twitter person, if you do other things, I haven't branched out to that yet, I'm sorry. Or, like I said, the YouTube channel as well, and then the blog. Help us have this discussion. Out of that discussion, that conversation about what is it going to take for your students to go reach their campus, and how can we help you in that process with tools, resources, support, encouragement, prayer. Let us know. And then out of that conversation, we'll see what we come up with. And hopefully we will begin to see students' lives continue to be changed, but I think campus is radically changed. I know you're doing great work, and I applaud you for that. We continue to encourage and pray for you in that. And the lives that are being changed, how your ministries are growing, your communities are being impacted. But I think we can see that multiplied, and I think that's what we have to believe in. So I hope, like I said, subscribe, follow, like, do all those things. All the links are in the description of the video, so you can go take care of all that. And then most of all, send us your feedback, your comments, share the posts and everything else, the videos, with your friends who are in student ministry, or maybe even in your leaders as well, so they can help join us in this conversation. Because the bigger it is and the more input we get, the better the resources become. And I look forward to seeing what God does. So, hope to hear from you soon. Look forward to future videos, and look forward to hopefully seeing where this goes as far as how God begins to use your students to impact their campus, maybe for the first time or in a greater way than they had ever imagined or ever done.